A lot of good things, a lot of things that we need to get better at. But overall, came away with a win. We're still in the hunt. Got to give a lot of credit to Jason Shelley, Armand Shine. Armand rushed for about 175 yards and was just a huge plus for us. Jason took care of football, ran the offense very well, 0 turnovers. So for a redshirt freshman, first collegiate start against a darn good opponent, very proud of what he did. Defense played well in spurts, not so well in spurts. We played the run tough, which we didn't do last week, which was to our demise. This week we got that turned around, so the run defense was much better. Probably still not good enough, but much improved. Special teams, best of worlds, worst of worlds, and we had the punt block. That was a huge play at that time, which was an error in the protection. We just didn't block correctly, and the guy slipped through, and that was a huge play. But to our credit, we responded, and the offense went right down the field and scored a touchdown. And Matt Gay, 6 field goals, I believe, tonight. That's good and bad as well. I mean, we left a lot of points on the field. Get in the red zone, we need touchdowns, not field goals. But it's better to come away with nothing. So, like I said, just proud of our guys. We moved to 7-3 now. Still in the hunt, like we said. We got going to Colorado next week and see what happens with the teams that are in the South with us, and just see what transpires. Questions.
Shelley, obviously, in his first start, I mean, that's a lot of pressure to put on a redshirt freshman. How do you feel like he was able to just be so ready for that?
Well, he's a confident kid, and he's, like I've said before, he's a tremendous athlete. When you're first team All-State in Texas in football, baseball, and basketball, that's a pretty good testament of what kind of athlete you are. At least he told me he was first team All-State. I haven't looked that up, so I might need to verify that so I don't get some issue going on. But he's a very confident kid, like I said. Coach Taylor did a great job preparing him for the game. He does a great job preparing as well on his own, watching film, doing those things that all the really good quarterbacks do. And so, that's what happened.
Did you go to star coverage at some point on this?
Yeah, we did. Yes, we did. You noticed that. You got a good eye, Kurt. Good job. Put Jalen Johnson on him, and he was doing some damage. I mean, that catch he made on the third and long first drive coming out of the half was incredible. He reaches behind Julian's back with one hand and makes the catch. And so we did about midway through the third quarter. We did exactly that. We put Jalen on him, and it paid off for us.
You guys got down to the red zone and didn't score touchdowns. Were you kind of being conservative because of Shelley, or was it just...
No, it's just what the situations called for. I mean, we want to be aggressive when it's a good, the odds are in your favor. But I don't think there was any time that I can recall tonight where I wish we would have gone for it instead of settle for the field goal, because and they were, their goal line defense was outstanding. We couldn't get much movement on those guys down in the, down inside the 5-yard line. They didn't credit them. They had some big strong kids in there.
How valuable is it to have a kicker that's so reliable?
It's a huge value. It's a huge asset and very valuable. And I think he's the best kicker in the country. I know we got off to a slow start, didn't protect him the first game or two, but since then he's been on a tear. I can't remember how many in a row has he made. Does anyone know that? 18 in a row. Okay, there you go. So he is having a terrific year, and all we got to do is give him the opportunity, and he'll convert.
How would you describe what the week was like emotionally for your team?
Yeah, I think the guys handled great. We had a team meeting Monday. Talked about you got a few choices. You can either next man up mentality, and everyone raise their level of play and pick up the slack and move forward, or you can feel sorry for yourself and pout and mope around, and that's not us. That's not our guys. And our seniors, again, credited them all year long for taking charge and being great leaders and making sure that the attitude stays what it needs to be.
Can you say how Zach got hurt?
Yeah, well, it's very strange. The injury was not in practice. It manifests when he got up to get in his bed. okay, to go to bed at night. And it's a lower extremity. I don't know how much the HIPAA laws or whatever those are. So it locked up on him, his leg, and it could have been from a week ago, a month ago, a year ago. You know, there's just no way to tell. And so it's unfortunate. It looks like he's going to need surgery. That's not 100% sure right now. I guess there's going to be some second opinions and so forth. But just something that happened somewhere, you know, whenever, and just manifest. Was it Tuesday night? Tuesday, Wednesday night, I can't remember which night it was. So yeah, strange, really strange, but that's, you know, that's what happened.
Kyle, has he played the final game for you?
That's a good question. You know, Zach is a terrific player. You know, a lot of scouts have had him, you know, one of the top backs in the country in the draft. If this thing ends up being what everyone believes it is right now, and the, you know, the rehab is 4 or 5 months, which means he misses combines and stuff like that. And you know, the approach we take is in season, you do everything that's in the best interest of the team. After the season, it's whatever's in the best interest of the player. And so, if it's in Zach's best interest to come out early, then we'll support that 100%. But those decisions will be made, you know, in due time, next you know, month or two. But you know, the first order of business is to get the injury addressed and decide exactly what needs to happen.
Your thoughts about how your defense played late in the game?
Very good, very good. I thought they, you know, when they needed to, they got the stops, and you know, it was unfair to them when they got the ball on the 2-yard line. That wasn't, you know, they get a short field like that. There's not a whole lot the D can do. Oftentimes, you know, once in a while you'll make a great stand, but I thought our defense played well. Some timely sacks, some timely pass breakups. I thought they did some good things.
A lot of pressure on Herbert tonight. What was different in this game versus maybe against Arizona State?
You know, we had some new blitzes. Coach Scally and the staff did a great job of, I think we had 3 or 4 blitzes that we hadn't shown, so that was part of it. But just, you know, we were in a funk last week against Arizona State. It's hard to you know, put into words and describe, you know, because you have those games every so often. There's just, I mean, this just happens. And so the guys were, you know, had a different look in their eye tonight. You know, in warm-ups and in pregame, they definitely had a different look. They had the look they had in their eyes the previous 4 weeks, you know, before the Arizona State game. And so I think that's the biggest difference, is just the mentality.
Are you talking about the opening kickoff?
I'd like not to talk about it. Yeah. You know, the best laid plans, I guess, sometimes don't go off like you'd like, but we had seen on tape a really aggressive squeezing kickoff coverage unit by Oregon, and you know, not really staying in their lanes and squeezing down exceptionally hard, and thought they were susceptible to the reverse, and so we had it, worked on it all week, and you know, the ball was kicked a little bit deeper than we would have liked, which kind of threw the timing off. But that was no way to start a football game, you know, on your own 5-yard line. But sometimes those things happen. I mean, you got to take some, like I said, calculated risks, and we thought it was in our favor based on what we've seen on tape, but just didn't execute it very well.
About Shelley then taking the team from
right down the field.
6 yards.
Yep. That was great. That was great to see, and you know, he can't say enough good things about Jason, what he did tonight. You know, it's just one game, but he sure rose to the occasion tonight.
Anything about the Colorado Buffaloes?
Well, their next opponent, and I guess they got beat today by Washington State, so it'll be at their place. It'll be their senior day, so they'll be pumped up. You know, it's their senior's last home game. It's been a great series with those guys since we got in the conference, and so I don't expect anything different. They got their receiver back, the tremendous receiver, LaVisca. Yeah, he's a really good player. So LaVisca. So we'll have a big challenge ahead. But we got to, you know, backs to the wall. Got to win if we want to have any chance. Got to have some help, obviously. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
You big Oregon fan now going into next week?
Absolutely. Yeah, they got to play A-State, right? I mean, it's at Oregon, correct? Yeah. And then they got Arizona after that. If you want to know who Arizona State has after that, so they got Arizona. Kinahan, where's Kinahan? No, just shut up.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, thanks, guys.